Consequences cannot be cancelled. Consequences might seem to have been postponed to the victim, but they will come and get the perpetrator once and for all at some time in the future. Consequences are the end results, bounce back echoes of the actions we engage in the present. These actions might have been formulated in the realm of thought and affirmed by the modality of speech before they were enacted out in the environment. Due to their actions, there were a lot of turmoil, upheaval, pandemonium in the society. Examples are the heinous acts committed by Hitler, which eventually led to World War II and his demise, or those of any psychopath, serial killer, any individual who commits a patterned activity of incessant violence, torture, and in the end gets eventually caught and is tried and most likely imprisoned for the rest of their lives. Consequences are something that karma, doctrine of karma, very strongly adheres to. When we throw a ball towards the ball has to bounce back towards us at some point. Now, there is a waiting period or a latent time between commission of the act and the result that we receive due to the act. This latent time can vary from few moments to few lives, depending upon the priority with which the arrows in the quiver or the collected karmas in the Sanchit realm have to be dispatched as instantaneous karma or prarabdha. So we have to be patient and have the shraddha that everything in the universe is going to be balanced. The good individuals are going to be rewarded for their good actions sooner or later in this life or life thereafter. Similarly, the evil individuals will not have an escape. They are going to be punished by the laws of nature sooner or later. We happen to only see a snapshot of the movie when we see the individual commit a crime, and we impatiently urge the Brahman and the system of karma for being to take action, and we scorn the system of karma for being ineffective, lazy, or not being a equal eyewitnesser in terms of dispatching consequences right then and there. The system of karma does not dispatch results, consequences related to the actions of evil individuals then and there. Our time frame is too short and too impatient to ask for instantaneous results. Atman is a witnesser. Paramatman is a controller and witnesser. The controller will give the Atman a chance to correct itself, because the Atman also has a conscience. Not only it's a witnesser and enjoyer, it is also having a conscience or ability to correct itself. Whether the Atman decides to overlook the ability and the need to correct itself because it has engaged too much into the indriyas and the desires of the man, to be thinking of itself as the Annamay Sharir or the Manomay Sharir, might lead to it not being able to correct its action. But the toddler will be given the timeout by the Atman at some point in the future. Atman, I should say the Paramatman in the future. Paramatman is just waiting for the toddler to realize and recognize the mistakes and the follies it has committed so that it can self-correct itself. The idea of self-correction is the idea of penance. This is what an individual can do when they have realized that they have made a mistake. They can seek forgiveness for the individual on whom the mistake has been committed, if that individual is still around. Or if not, then they can close their eyes and silently lament and seek forgiveness in the realm of ether or the realm of dhyan in Brahma Muhurat. And that way they are sending waves of forgiveness or prayashchit, paschatap, penance, and that will in a lot of ways abnegate if the intention is genuine and intense, seeking forgiveness. So Paramatman is giving the Atman a chance to correct itself so that it does not load up its karma bandhan. If the heedless Atman is constantly ignoring and trying to subjugate the authority of Paramatman, who happens to be the controller, promoter, supporter, witnesser, and enjoyer, whereas the Atman is only the witnesser and enjoyer, then the Paramatman takes the action. The action taken by Paramatman manifests as the doctrine of karma, in which the individual has to suffer so as to realize the mistakes it has made and understand the balance that is restored in the Brahman. It is very important for us to respect this rule of doctrine of karma. Let it act as a cautionary tale for us to think twice before we engage in an action that is detrimental to our spiritual growth and leads to harm in the society, community, family, or to other individuals around us. So we have to be more patient with the doctrine of karma, understand that if we are at the receiving end of a cruel action, intention, if some wrong has been done to us by another individual, the best we can do is be patient and maybe forgive the individual who has committed that crime, taking pity on him. And also, if the individual continues to engage in this kind of violent criminal behavior, then we can either take action activating our Manipura or have the patience to understand that we are just seeing a snapshot in the movie. The movie is many millennia long, and we are waiting, or I should say the doctrine of karma is waiting for the Vikarm or the evil karmas to collect in the quiver or the box that collects all the karmas, what we call Sanchit Karma, repository of karmas. When no more arrows can be collected in the quiver will release all the arrows at once as prarabdha, and that will become extremely intolerable for the perpetrator to handle all that problems, and that is how justice is delivered by the nature. Nature gives you a chance to correct yourself, which if we constantly ignore, then the sufferings wreak havoc in our lives. So, my friends, we have to be very mindful about every action that we undertake in our lives because there are consequences to those actions. The consequences might seem early or delayed, but they are coming. Same applies for good behavior. Rewards are coming. So, all we need to do is be patient and not complain about the inefficiencies of doctrine of karma. Doctrine of karma is not inefficient. It is just giving us enough time to correct our behavior so that we can realize our extreme full potential and return to the Shivjata that we are. We are watching only a snapshot in this long movie of unfolding karma, and hence we have to understand that everything is not going to happen in our presence and with our approval. Karma will operate regardless of our spiritual beliefs, religious practices. Karma is as cardinal as gravity or evolution. It doesn't care about our feelings or our suggestion points. It's going to unfold the way it has to unfold, when it has to unfold, and to the magnitude that it has to unfold. Jai Shri Ram.